we have again invoked the escape clause under the fiscal responsibility law. Mr. Speaker, once the recovery takes hold, the government will return to the rules and targets under the FRA. We anticipate that this will happen in 2022. The $172 million will be secured from projected NTF grants next year, as well as drawdown on NTF grants accumulated in previous years.
Finance Minister the Honourable Gregory Bowen presented the 2021 budget on Wednesday.
The 2021 estimate of expenditure provides for a total expenditure including amortization of $1,232,670,049. The overall budget is summarized as follows. Recovered revenues, $653.5 million. Total grants, $263.6 million. Current expenditure, $629.6 million. Capital expenditure, $305.6 million. Current account surplus, $23.9 million. Principal repayments, amortization, $297.4 million. Primary surplus after grants, $45.5 million, 1.5% of GDP. Overall deficit after grant, $18.2 million, 0.6% of GDP.
Constant focus on the construction sector within recent months bring no surprise that the largest allocation of the budget goes towards the Ministry of Infrastructure.
Outside of statutory obligations, including public debt and pensions, the 10 largest allocations by votes are: 1. The Ministry of Infrastructure, Development, Transport and Implementation, $133.7 million, or 10.8% of total expenditure. 2. Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development, Religious Affairs and Information, $124 million, 10.1% of total expenditure. 3. The Ministry of Finance, Economic and Physical Development, Public Utilities and Energy, $119.9 million, 9.7% of total expenditure. 4. Ministry of Health and Social Security, $94.9 million, 7.7% of total expenditure. Ministry of National Security, Public Administration, Youth Development, Home Affairs, ICT, and Disaster Management, $73.3 million, 5.9% of total expenditure. Ministry of Housing, Social Services, and Community Empowerment, $60.2 million, 4.9% of total expenditure. The Police, $51.6 million, 4.2% of total expenditure. Ministry of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Climate Resilience and the Environment, $19.3 million, 1.6% of total expenditure. Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry, $18.6 million, 1.5% of total expenditure. Ministry of Sports, Culture and the Arts, Fisheries and Cooperatives, $17.6 million, 1.4% of total expenditure.
Despite significant decrease in revenue collection due to the COVID-19 pandemic, government is projecting a return to positive growth in 2021.
Mr. Speaker, I am pleased, therefore, to present the 2021 budget under the theme Towards Vision 2035, Recovery, Transformation, and Resilience. The agriculture, construction, wholesale, and retail sectors will drive this recovery. Other key sectors, including tourism and private tertiary education, are projected to recover much slower and will continue to affect the speed of our recovery. Overall growth of 6% is projected next year.
The response to the budget by the opposition leader, Tobias Clement, is expected on Friday, with ministers' contribution target date to end next Monday. For GBN News, Janelle MacDonald.